From the 700 WLW newsroom, here's Brian Combs.
Big stories you're talking about in the big one today. The trial's begun in Warren County for Stacy Schuler. She is the former Mason High School gym teacher, also trainer for the high school football team, who's accused of having sex with several teens from Mason, all of them football players. In court this morning, prosecutors said they will prove that she's guilty of sexual battery. She faces 16 counts over at least 5 different incidents involving several players from the team at her home having sex with Schuler, drinking and smoking pot. We have the trial today covered for you. 700 WLW's Bill Reinhart is in the courtroom. Look for his reports at 700WLW.com's local news page, as well as on the air at 700WLW.com. Occupy Cincinnati protesters have given up their spots camped out downtown. They said they no longer want to risk arrest, so they are going to take their protest to the sidewalk, march around town, not camp out any longer. Last arrest came early Sunday morning when they were on Fountain Square after the 3 a.m. deadline to move. Police took them away, hauled them into jail, booked them. They face arraignment on those charges today. We get an update today on the casino project for Cincinnati. Hamilton County Commissioners going to hear from the developers of Horseshoe Cincinnati. This casino is going in right on the edge of town on I-71 at Reading Road in the Broadway Commons area behind the Greyhound bus station. You can already see a lot of progress. There's steel outlines the frame for the new casino and huge concrete pillars that will anchor the mammoth parking garage that's going to be part of that site. Still looks like it's going to be about a year and a half before Horseshoe Cincinnati opens. Cincinnati Council's Job Creation Committee today talks about saving jobs. They'll get an update on efforts to try and convince the post office to keep the mail sorting facility on Dalton Avenue, 1,200 jobs there at stake should that close. Council's Job Creation Committee meets today at 1 at Cincinnati City Hall. Flags in Hamilton County on state-owned property and at the State House today, flying at half-staff. Ohio Governor John Kasich gave the order to lower the flags today in deference to civil rights leader Fred Shuttlesworth, who was being buried in Birmingham, Alabama. It was in Alabama during the 50s that he was one of the leaders of the civil rights movement, moved here in the 60s to take over an Avondale church. There will be a memorial service for Shuttlesworth later this week in Cincinnati. He was 92 years old. Yesterday, Carson Palmer made his debut in black and silvers, playing for the Raiders now. Didn't start the game, but was brought in the second half after quarterback Kyle Bowler played awful in the first half. When Carson came in, the team was already down by 4 touchdowns. He didn't look any better than Bowler, throwing 3 interceptions himself. Vows that he'll be better after the bye week when Raiders get back in action. You can talk about it today. Bill Cunningham's guest at 12:06, Ken Brew on 700 WLW.